Okay, our next discussion is energy stored in capacitor. Energy stored in capacitor. Remember, my dear students, whenever you do work against any field, okay, you have stored energy. It means you have stored energy. If you work against any field, okay, energy is being stored in the conductor. With the help of that point, we can derive the derivation for energy stored in capacitor. Energy stored in capacitor. For this, consider one parallel plate capacitor like this. Okay, and D is distance and A is area of the plate. Okay, and this capacitor is connected to a battery like this. And this battery is having a potential difference of V. It means it is plus V and it is 0. Okay, and this is positive plate. Positive charges are here and same number of negative charges here. Okay, see here, let at any instant Q be the charge. Q be the charge on capacitor. Okay, then potential difference is given by C is equal to Q by V, or V is equal to C divided by Q. This is the potential difference. Okay, sorry, V is equal to Q divided by C. Okay, this is the potential difference. Now what you do is, you take a small charge dq and you place on the capacitor. Already charges are there. Q charge is there on the capacitor. If you place another dq charge, you have to work against the electric field created by this q charge, right? And that work, mechanical work, is stored as potential energy, electrical potential energy. I have already told you, consider this as a charge q. What you do is, you take a charge from infinity and you place at this location. Say this location is A, okay, at this location. And from A location to B location, if you displace through a distance of dx, if consider this as a charge q, if you displace q charge, a small q charge, from A location to B location through a distance of dx, you are supposed to do work, and that work done is equal to force into displacement. And force is how much? It is q into E. Okay, and displacement is how much? It is dx. This is the work done, and this work done itself is stored as what? Energy, and that energy is called as what? Electrical potential energy. Okay, already this capacitor is having q charge, and now you are placing dq charge. It means you have to work against the electric field created by q charge, okay, in order to place dq charge. Now consider a small charge dq is added to the capacitor, then work done is given by that is dw is equal to v into dq. Okay, and v is equal to what? It is c divided by q. Q divided by c into dq. This is dw. For total charge of q. Okay, from where to where? From 0 charge to q charge. The work done is going to be dw is equal to integration from 0 to q by c into dq. Okay, So C is a constant, it is taken outside, and Q dq is there. Integration of Q is Q square divided by 2, and limits are from 0 to Q. Okay, and first we are supposed to put upper limit Q, therefore it is Q square by 2C. Q square divided by 2C. What it is? W is equal to, and this W itself is what? U, because work done is stored as energy, electrical potential energy. Therefore the formula is going to be U is equal to 1 divided by 2 Q square divided by C, or Q square divided by 2C. This is the formula for energy stored in capacitor. Note down the formula. I will erase this and see U is equal to Q square divided by 2C. Okay, and as you know, Q is equal to CV. Okay, therefore I can write it as U is equal to C square V square divided by 2C. So 1 C is cancelled. What is remaining? 1 by 2 CV square. This is also one formula. Energy stored in a capacitor U is equal to 1 by 2 CV square. Okay, so I can write it as also Q square and 2 C is equal to what? Q divided by V. 1 Q is cancelled, therefore it is 1 by 2 QV. Okay, this is U. This is also one formula. See, 3 formulas there. U is equal to Q square by 2C, U is equal to 1 by 2 CV square, and U is equal to 1 by 2 QV. Okay, so these are the energy stored. So this amount of work done or energy is stored in capacitor. Okay, in addition to this, okay, one more formula, one more small derivation, that is energy density. Energy density is energy per unit volume. Energy per unit volume of capacitor. Energy density as ED is equal to energy stored in capacitor is 1 by 2 CV square divided by unit volume. Volume is V, capital V, and remember this V is potential and this V is volume of the capacitor. Therefore I can write it as 1 by 2 capacitance of parallel plate capacitor is epsilon naught A divided by D, and V square is what? Potential. What is the relation between potential and electric field? See here, E is equal to V divided by D, therefore V is equal to E into D. V square is equal to E square into D square. I can write it as E square D square. V is there and V is volume, and volume I can write it as A into D, where A is area of the plate and D is distance between the plates. Okay, see what all cancels. 1 D square is cancelled. Okay, A is also cancelled. What is remaining? ED, that is energy density is equal to epsilon 1 by 2 epsilon naught E square. This is the energy density formula, that is energy per unit volume. Okay, our next discussion is combination of capacitors. Combination of capacitors. Combination of capacitors. Capacitors are combined in order to increase, decrease capacity. Okay. to increase the potential or decrease the potential, combination of capacitors is being used. Okay, see here there are two types of combination is there. First one is series combination, and second one is parallel combination. Capacitors are connected. If capacitors are connected end to end, then the combination is said to be series combination. And if capacitors are connected one below the other, then the combination is said to be parallel combination. So first let us begin with series combination. See here, let us consider three capacitors, and these three capacitors are connected to a battery or to an EMF, okay, having potential difference of V. It means positive terminal is having V potential plus V, and a negative potential is having 0. Let us call these capacitors as C1, C2 and C3. Okay, let I current flows through the circuit. Okay, and always remember this C1 plate, this first plate of C1 capacitor is having positive charges. Okay, if this plate is having 4 positive charges, definitely next plate will have 4 negative charges. And all the positive charges of second plate, they go on second capacitor, first plate of second capacitor, and locate here. Okay, and once again the negative charges of the second plate of capacitor, they locate here, and positive charges they shift to third plate like this, and once again negative charges and positive charges goes to negative terminal. Okay, so this is how capacitors, each capacitor is having same number of charges. Okay, if I consider this capacitor plate, okay, first plate of C1 as positive Q, then second plate is negative Q, and second plate, second capacitor first plate plus Q, and second plate negative Q, and first plate of third capacitor plus Q, and it is minus Q. This is how charges are located. It means all the capacitor plates are having same charge. Okay, but potential difference is going to be different at this location, at this location, at this location. Potential difference varies from capacitor to capacitor. Okay, potential difference. Okay, and that potential difference through C1, C2, C3. Okay, the sum of those potential difference must be equal to what? V. That is very important point. Okay, see here, three capacitors C1, C2 and C3. Okay, connected in series. See here, second plate of first capacitor is connected to first plate of second capacitor, and second plate of second capacitor is connected to first plate of third capacitor. This is how the series combination happens. Okay, and potential difference is given by potential difference across capacitors is given by, if charges flows from positive terminal of the battery at this location, there is only one way. Okay, there is no other way to move these charges. Okay, therefore the charges locates on the first plate of first capacitor. The same number of charges will locate on second plate. Okay, second plate with negative charge. So potential difference is given by V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Say potential at first plate is V1, second plate is V2 and third plate is V3. Okay, since quantity of charge or charge is same, let us divide the equation. the first equation. This one, let us call it as first equation with charge q. V1 by q plus V2 by q plus V3 by q. Okay. See here, V by q is there. As we know, C is equal to q divided by V. Okay. And V divided by q is equal to 1 divided by C. Similarly, V1 by q is equal to 1 by C1. And V2 by q is equal to 1 by C2. And V3 by q is equal to 1 by C3. It means V by q I can write it as 1 by C. V1 by q I can write it as 1 by C1. V2 by q I can write it as 1 by C2, and it is 1 by C3. This is formula for capacitance of capacitors connected in series. Okay, so note down, for n capacitors, 1 by C, actually it is C equivalent. Equivalent means instead of all these combination, okay, you can connect this value. So 1 by C1, 1 by C2, 1 by C3, so on up to 1 divided by Cn. If capacitors are same, if all the capacitors are having same value, okay, then the effective capacitance will be C equivalent is equal to 1 by C, 1 by C, 1 by C, okay, so on up to 1 by Cn. Therefore it is n divided by C, 1 divided by C equivalent, or C equivalent is equal to C divided by n. If n number of capacitors having same value are connected in series, then the effective capacitance or equivalent capacitance is going to be C divided by n. Okay, sometimes this question will appear in your final examination. Have a look. C equivalent is equal to C divided by n. If only 3 capacitors are there having different values, then this is the formula. Okay. So the definition: equivalent capacitance or effective capacitance, reciprocal is there actually, reciprocal of effective capacitance, of 3 capacitors. Three capacitors are there, therefore I have used 3 capacitors. Or you can write general definition also: reciprocal of effective capacitance of capacitors connected in series. Is sum of reciprocals of capacitance of each individual capacitors. This is the statement. Okay, please note. Okay, next one is parallel combination. Parallel combination. See here, for this we shall consider once again 3 capacitors. And these 3 capacitors are connected to a battery. Let us call it as C1, C2, C3, and the voltage or the potential difference across the capacitors is V. Okay. ಹೋಗ್ಯಾರ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. So C1, C2, C3 and V. See here, from this battery, okay, the current flows I, okay, and say the current is nothing but flow of charge, okay. If a charge comes at this point, that charge can have three different ways. The charge can either go by this way or this way or this way, okay. Imagine the charge goes through this way, okay. Consider one charge comes and locate at this plate, positive charge only comes and locates at this point. If this is positive, then certainly one negative charge on the other hand, and positive charge goes to the negative terminal, okay. And one more charge comes from the positive terminal, and once again that positive charge is having three different locations, either this way or this way or this way. Now the charge will go at this point and locate at this plate. Due to repulsion, the charge will not go to this plate. Let us consider this, at this point it will go, okay. And once again, if this is positive, then certainly this plate will negative, and positive of this plate goes to the negative terminal, okay. Similarly, one more charge comes from the positive terminal and locate at this plate, okay. Similarly, it becomes negative, okay. Each time a charge comes at this point, say this point is A, okay, comes at point A, okay, and that charge will have three different ways, okay, three different paths, this one, this one, this one, okay. The charge, what exactly does is completely fills, okay, like this, completely fills like this, okay, and these plates become negative, these become negative, okay. So this way the number of charges at this plate, number of charges at this capacitor, and number of charges at this capacitor, they are different, okay. It depends on the capacity of the capacitor. Therefore it is Q1, and at this point it is Q2, and at this point it is Q3. But remember, the potential at A, okay, potential at A and potential of the battery must be same, because this point and this point, if this is V potential, and certainly this is V potential, if it is 0, then this is 0, okay. These three capacitors are having a potential difference of how much? It is V, okay. The potential of the capacitor is going to, potential difference of the capacitor is going to be same, but the quantity of charge is going to be different, okay. So remember this point, potential difference across capacitors is same, and that is, I will write here, that is V, okay. And the charge, see here, the number of charges those flow from this battery must be equal to the quantity of charges located on each capacitor, okay. Sum of the charges located on each capacitor, I can write it as the total charges on capacitors, that is Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, right. Since potential difference is same, let us call it as 1, dividing equation 1, dividing 1 by V. Therefore it is Q divided by V is equal to Q1 divided by V plus Q2 by V plus Q3 divided by V. As we know, Q by V is equal to C, okay, and Q1 by V is equal to C1, Q2 by V is equal to C2, and Q3 by V is equal to C3, okay. Therefore Q by V I can write it as C, and Q1 by V I can write it as C1, C2 and C3. This is effective capacitance or equivalent capacitance of three capacitors connected in parallel, okay. If n capacitors are there, then C effective is equal to C1, C2, C3, so on up to Cn, and n number of capacitors having same value, n capacitors, n similar capacitors, n similar capacitors. I can write C effective is equal to C, so on up to C, or you can write it as n into C. C effective is equal to. Okay. So effective capacitance of capacitors connected in in parallel is equal to sum of capacitance of each individual capacitors. Okay. So the statement I will write here. Effective capacitance capacitors connected in parallel combination is equal to sum of capacitance of each individual capacitors. This is the statement. Okay. So please do remember, if capacitors are connected in parallel combination, then what going to remain constant? Potential difference is going to remain constant. And what changes? The quantity of charge changes. In series combination, the quantity of charge is going to remain same. Potential difference is going to vary from capacitor to capacitor.